Marvel Legends, Avengers, Beyond Earth's Mightiest, 60 Years of Earth's Mightiest, Hawkeye with Sky Cycle. Let's get it. What is good, my peeps? How you feel out there? It's your Knuckle Big Rucker back at you again with another action figure review. And we're going to get a couple of these done because it is San Diego Comic-Con 2023 time. And you know your boy's going to be attending. So I need to get a couple of these knocked out before I head out, because that's what I am about. Anyhow, enough of all that. You see what we got going on here? We have got another entry to Earth's Mightiest. 60 years of Earth's Mightiest. Beyond Earth's Mightiest. We're talking about the Avengers. And in specifics, we're talking about Hawkeye the Archer with Sky Cycle. And we have just been moving along with these 60th anniversary Avengers figures. They're coming from all over the place in terms of what they are. They're not necessarily Avengers. You're getting aliens and you know, we're just it's good. I like that this particular celebration is covering a myriad of areas, and we're filling in some slots, and we're getting some much needed updates to characters like our guy here, Hawkeye. And yeah, I'm here for it. Anyway, looking at the packaging, you see the 3D rendering of Hawkeye and the Sky Cycle. You see some artwork behind, and of course there's the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest logos right there at the bottom there. Turning to the side, we have some pretty old school looking artwork of Hawkeye, where his arms are actually sleeved up and his hands are gloved up. So that's pretty interesting. On the other side, we have the 3D sketch, another 3D sketch, digital render of the figure itself of Hawkeye. And then turning to the back, we have 3D sketches, 3D renders of the Sky Cycle on our left, and of course Hawkeye fully equipped on the right. And then looking at the sketch showing his accessories, we get a second set of hands and an arrow. Turning back to the front and then dipping it down so you can see that Avengers logo, 60 years of Earth's Mightiest. Yes, indeed, the celebration continues. And now it's merry-go-round time for our guy Hawkeye. And you see what's going on there. This is definitely a much needed update to the character. We've gotten a few iterations of Hawkeye in the past, but we were in sore need of a classic look for him. And that's what we got now. We haven't had a classic look in a minute. So this is definitely welcome. And as far as the Sky Cycle is concerned, this is the costume he appeared in when he was flying around in the Sky Cycle. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. We've got soft goods skirt or tunic, whatever that's supposed to be called. We've got armbands that should probably have been glued on. You see the left armband has slid down, and we've got some other loose pieces there which we will investigate when we take a closer look. And before we take a closer look at Hawkeye, let's check out the accessories. Here's the bow, and we've seen this particular style of bow before, only this time it's molded in a yellow, and of course the handle or grasping portion of it is in black. And we've got a rubbery kind of drawstring, which you're not going to get much going on with it. We also get a quiver. We've seen this particular quiver before, this time molded in purple, the customary Hawkeye color purple, and the arrows are painted silver with the with the feathering notches are they're red, and you see there is the peg for where it fits into Hawkeye's back. We get a loose arrow, which strangely enough isn't colored the same as the arrows that are in the quiver. This is just molded in a, you see it, this like a gunmetal gray style plastic, and it does have the red feathers, and it has at the end here it has there's a notch in there. See if you can see it from this angle, but yeah, there's a notch in there, I guess, to try to put in the drawstring, which I don't understand why, because you can't pull that drawstring back. And finally, here's that additional set of hands. These mirror what Hawkeye came out of packaging with. He's got here a left C grip or grasping hand and a right fist. And now taking a look at the figure himself, checking out the head sculpt. Definitely old school Hawkeye. He's got the H on his forehead, and the H was it wasn't painted. So, and I mean when I say I mean in actuality. So there's no cheapening out this go round, and he's got the nice eyes. There is a digital print going on, despite the fact that most of his face is covered up. Enough digital print to give him a fairly decent expression, considering it's neutral. Pretty good. The coloration is great as far as skin tone is concerned, and that goes for the arms as well. You see the band there on his bicep. It is loose and separated, so you're gonna have Cyclops syndrome with those arm bands unless you glue them down. Then you see he's got the wrist gauntlet there. That's it's not separate or loose, and that's pretty sturdy right there. Same thing goes with the other side. You see the armband already did come down, or I left it down from the initial rotating intro. Then you see we've got the mesh going on here with the purple. Looks pretty nice there. I love the texture. We've got the diagonal harness strap that cuts across. This is supposed to be like it's part of the quiver, so that's why this is here, and it's removable if you want to do so. So that's also pretty cool. Going down, you see he's got the straps coming from the top there, and it goes all the way down to the waist. Then you have the belt here, which is technically separate, but it's pretty tightly static in place. We have here, this is what's great, we've got soft goods for the skirt piece, front and back. Nice knitting with the purple and the, you know what I'm saying, the design is pretty cool. And it's great that Hasbro did that, because this is a two-pack, you know, with Hawkeye and with his Sky Cycle. And if they had done this in a hard plastic, he would never be able to sit down. Legs molded in that blue, and then of course you got the pirate boots that Hawkeye was known for, and yeah, so pretty nice. In the back, nothing really going on, soft goods. The straps going down to the waist, we've got that, so that's how it goes down. Getting a height measurement of Hawkeye, we're going to go to the top of the points of his mask, as putting him right there at 6.5 inches tall. As far as his articulation is concerned, his head is on a ball hinge, and because of the nature of how they got it there with his neck, that's about what you're going to get going up, which is still pretty decent. Can't front. It is impeded somewhat, but he does look up somewhat, and he looks down just fine. Left and right or rotation, he doesn't give you much in the way of pivoting the head. And his shoulders, you can get the T-joint doing about 90, 360, and there goes that armband. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got double jointed pinless elbows. You love that, especially when you're talking about a flesh colored arm. He's got the swiveling wrist rotation and horizontal hinge, and that's, unfortunately, it's on all of his hands. It would have been nice if we would have gotten vertical hinges on the grasping hands, but we didn't. So it is what it is. As far as the torso is concerned, he's got an ab crunch. He can go forward that far. He can go back that far. He's got a waist swivel, so he can rotate. Legs, he can do the splits that far. He can kick decently 90 degrees. Go back decently for going back. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed pinned knees. I'm sorry, pinless knees. What am I trying to say there? Pinless knees for that seamless look. He's got a cut at the top of the boot. He can point his toe that far forward, which is great. It could be better, but it definitely could be worse. You get some. He's got ankle pivot, and you know what time it is. Holes. Peg holes at the bottom of his feet. And here's an addendum to the articulation segment, guys. I almost messed up and forgot, but Hawkeye has butterfly joints. So he can draw back that far, which is damn good. Unfortunately, he doesn't get as much grace going to the front, so there will be no hand clapping. That's about the best you're going to get, and there goes those damn bicep bands again. But yeah, he does have butterfly joints. Here we have Hawkeye fully loaded up, bow, quiver, arrow. As far as the arrow is concerned, I should say more specifically, it would have been nice if the C grasping hands, had a between the index and middle fingers, they were split, so it would be more realistic. You can get a more realistic pose of Hawkeye holding his arrow. I may have to do a little surgery, which I am always loath to do. I don't like modifying my figures, mostly because I'm definitely afraid I'm going to mess up. Here we have a couple figures, past figures of the Clint Barton Hawkeye on our right. His more recent, more contemporary style costume, as you can see there. And on our left, we have Toy Biz, the original Hawkeye that we got. This was from the Series 7 Toy Biz series. They were called series back then, not waves. And in this particular series, all the figures had some type of either transportation or some other type of elaborate base. In Hawkeye's, regarding him, he had he also had, it wasn't a sky cycle, it was more like a mechanical steed, I guess you would call it. And I don't know if you can see, but if you're looking at that Hawkeye, you can see that he is grasping the drawstring. That's because Toy Biz back then, they used string for the bow, and Toy Biz also had finger articulation, so you're able to actually grasp it, and they had toe articulation as well. And as far as that particular figure is concerned, it even came with a loose arrow that has the Scott Lang Ant-Man on it. So yeah, that was pretty nifty too. But yeah, those are two examples of past Hawkeyes. There was another one, but that Hawkeye was really bullseye in his Dark Avengers rendition of Hawkeye. And since this is technically a 2-pack, here's the second half of our offering here. The Sky Cycle as it came in pieces. And of course, through the magic of video, we have a completed Sky Cycle. It really was nothing. You just snap the bottom to the top of the bike, and then you clip on the windshield, and then you basically ease in the stand, and then there you have it, just like that. But there's the Sky Cycle. We'll take a look at it right now, so you can see how tilted. You see the seat is in a brown color. It's molded in that color, and it's a separate piece that's been applied on. The Sky Cycle itself is molded in a silverish gray, and looking at the handlebars, you see the handlebars themselves. The handles are in black, and the center console, we've got different dabs of paint there. We've got red and blue, kind of like a teal blue going on there. Pretty cool. That windshield is looking pretty spiffy. I like that. Looking at the front there, you got that front grille looking nice. On the back, you've got exhaust ports there. The inside has been painted like a dry brush type of green, so that's nice for attention to detail. And the engine, it's got some nice detail going on there. And of course the stand, we've seen this stand before on a few other items like Red Goblin sled, sled or whatever you want to call it. We've seen them before. So that's the Sky Cycle. Next, let's see how well Hawkeye can sit. And as you can see, he sits just fine. A lot of people don't like that base because it can throw whatever you're placing on it off, kinda. But I actually like the base because it gives you versatility with how you want to pose whatever is supposed to be suspended on it. Like, take for example, I can go up. It may try to go back because it's so heavy back there. So you'd have to actually lean it up against something, or like I've got it leaned up against my my backdrop there. Or what you would do, oh, my backdrop tried to fall on me. I'm not doing that back over. Is you can change it because you've got balls on either side there. So now, by changing positions, you can actually have the Sky Cycle actually look like it's ascending. So that's pretty cool. And of course, you can have it dip. Like that time, it's probably going to want to go. But yeah, I've got it dipped now to one side. So yeah, pretty versatile. And I'm quite sure that once you've gotten all the posing him actually flying the bike around, you'll settle on something a little bit more dynamic, like how I've got him here. He just basically fired an arrow at whatever his target was. And yeah, this is kind of sort of the way I'll probably try to get a little bit better pose out of him, but this is just to give you an idea kind of how it's going to go on my shelf. And this has been a very nice set to be quite honest. We've got a much needed update on Hawkeye for sure. We've got the soft goods skirt piece there, so it makes it very, very manageable to get him to sit on his Sky Cycle, and he can sit flush on the Sky Cycle, which is great. He's got the new body. He's got pinless elbows, pinless knees. It looks very seamless. If I have any complaints, it would be that I think that the hands, the wrists, the grasping wrists should be vertically hinged, and I think that on the graspers there should be slits between the index and middle fingers. Other than that, this is a very excellent set. Another addition to the 60th anniversary for the Avengers. Beyond Earth's Mightiest, gotta love it. And yeah, I think that so far it's been a pretty nice outing for this campaign, and let's hope that the next few that we get will offer an equal amount of enjoyment, because we're here for the enjoyment of our action figures. So I hope Hasbro knows that that's how it's done.